Hi guys, my name is Shubhang Garodia, Chemistry Master Teacher at Vedantu, and today we are going to talk about JEE Advanced Paper 2020, Paper 1 and question number 3. Now, first of all, this is an SCQ type question, and from the looks of it, it looks like this is a question from qualitative analysis, right? And because options are given about cations, we can say that yes, this is a question about basic radicals. Now, whenever you see such kind of a question, guys, the most logical way or the most correct way to go about is to draw a map, a reaction map out of the given information. So let's begin with that. We are given that X and Y are two soluble nitrate salts, right? Are two soluble metal nitrate salts. And when we add NaCl to it, we get a white precipitate. Now, this white precipitate formed here is partially soluble when we add hot water as per the question. And what do we obtain here? We obtain a P residue, that is a precipitate, and a Q solution. Now, let's not derive any inferences ki kya hoga precipitate. Let's keep moving ahead. The question then says some properties about P and Q. They say that P is soluble in ammonia. So P is soluble in ammonia and as well as excess Na2H2O3 solution, right? And he says that Q when reacted with Ki gives us a yellow PPT. Okay, now this is a flow that we have some metal nitrates. We use a chloride ion to precipitate a white precipitate. This white precipitate is partly soluble. That implies one of these cations here is a chloride which is partly soluble, right? We know that about one chloride which is partly soluble, that is PbCl2. So probably one of them is a Pb2 plus salt. And then we move ahead. He says P is soluble in ammonia and Na2H2O3 excess. Q when reaction with I minus gives a yellow PPT. Let's go back to our options. Now we have figured out that one of them is definitely lead. So ye cancel ho gaya, ye cancel ho gaya. We are left with these two. And if you remember, cadmium chloride, cadmium iodide, they are all water soluble. This is water soluble. This is not a precipitate at all. तो आगे जाके जो आपको P still precipitate मिला, that cannot be cadmium, right? And therefore our answer here is definitely Ag and Pb. Let's go to our question and let's try and fit Ag and Pb in the given sequence and let's see whether we get the correct answer here or no. Okay, guys? So let's start looking at the solution here. If we talk about X as Ag and Y as Pb, we'll get these white precipitates. Now, PbCl2 will be soluble in hot water and AgCl will be insoluble in hot water. Correct? So, itna match ho raha hai. Then what the next part says that P is soluble in excess ammonia solution. We know that Ag plus salts are soluble in excess ammonia solution, giving this complex. They are also soluble in excess thiosulfate solution, giving this complex. We know that PbI2 is a yellow precipitate, and we also know that if we use excess I minus, it will dissolve, forming PbI4 with a 2 minus, although this was not part of the question. Okay, guys? And therefore, the answer here indeed is A. So with this, we come into this question, and stay tuned, guys, for our next one.